Good day, sports fans. I am Las Vegas world champion handicapper Chip Chirimbus, coming to you with the complimentary winner for NFL action preseason play Thursday, August 20th. Callers, I am understood to be the big game player because I have created the A play, the single strongest play on the board. The legendary A plays turn to a mega buck winner each and every day. The single strongest play in any sport. And today in NFL action, I have one of those mega buck releases in the game between the Raiders and the Texans. So log on, picksandparlays.net, follow the buy links, and find out and see what it's like to win with the true champion. Now, I have an NFL preseason winner for you right here, and it's a game of interest, and it involves the San Francisco 49ers and the LA Chargers. Now, normally when I think of Los Angeles and I think of San Francisco going head-to-head, I think of the Rams and the Niners, and I think of a rivalry that exists. I don't equate it to what I see with the Chargers and the Niners. Now, the Niners opened the season in Tennessee, and were beaten 17-13, and didn't play any starters whatsoever. As a matter of fact, Kyle Shanahan, the head coach for the 49ers, hasn't been around all that often. He's involved in an automobile accident, which he admits was his fault. He's dealing with that as well as physical injuries, but the Niners have been practicing intensely regardless, and he's been there of late. The LA Chargers under Jim Harbaugh entering their third season under Harbaugh. The Chargers are 1-0 this season. They went to Houston and dismantled the Texans and held the Texans to only 10 first downs, 88 total yards rushing. And, this Harbaugh winning in the preseason is not unusual. His brother John, when with the Ravens, set a record of 24 straight preseason wins, 23 of which were covers against the point spread. Well, somewhere around there. I think it was like 20-3. But he had won 23, 24 in a row. And I guess Jim, coming from Michigan, now wants to show his stuff. And maybe he's coming out and looking to win each and every week. And he'll be starting his ace. Justin Herbert is going to be on the hill, or under center, shall I say, for the LA Chargers. Now, the Chargers every year are a team that's always expected to get there, and they have the fanfare, and they have the flash and the glare and the glitter, and they just always seem to fall short. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe it's the atmosphere playing in Southern California. I mean, it certainly has captured the LA Angels, where it doesn't seem like they're motivated no matter what kind of talent they may have, and the Chargers have had talent. One of the biggest problems they ever had is they didn't have very much coaching whatsoever. And, football is an unusual sport because things changed. Like 7 teams that didn't make the playoffs last year made it again. And you're going to expect a change again this year. And can it be with the Chargers or can it be with the Niners? Now, the Niners didn't start anybody last time out. Brock Purdy is their starter. Mac Jones is their backup. And they had an excellent day passing the ball against Tennessee. They just didn't convert and they didn't win. The starters will play a good portion of the first half. How long they go in the first half, we don't know. You got to remember, they only have one more preseason game before the regular season opens. Now, Shanahan has said that, Jim Harbaugh has said that Justin Herbert is ready to rock and that the LA Chargers are going to really be an offensive force against people. Although already they acquired a new center to help out their line, which, under pressure, Herbert, like any other quarterback, struggles, and he's already down. We don't know how long he's going to be out, but he will be out for this game. And, there's a few other things. Football in August is a very unusual thing to be able to say that this has been a monumental day as far as this date in August 20th. But there are things in football which has happened to actually shaped what's going on out there today. Now, I'll continue and give you a big-time winner in this game between the Niners and the Chargers before this video's over. But, in 1920, it was Jim Thorpe that started the American Football Association, which is a forerunner of the NFL. It evolved to be the NFL, and Jim Thorpe was the president of that. And you know about his history, having had all his gold medals revoked because he played in a semi-pro baseball game. On this date in 1940, that happened in 1920. In 1948, an unusual thing that never happened again today, the NFL College All-Star Game in Chicago, the Chicago Cardinals, now the Arizona Cardinals, won 28-0 before 104,000 people in Chicago. And finally, On this date in 1959, it was the year before the AFL was formed, but they had a meeting and they did decide that they were going to put teams in Dallas, Denver, Houston, Minnesota, LA, and New York on this date in 1959. And in 1960, they opened with the AFL. All right, let's get back to this game. And you know what? I have a big game winner for you on Thursday at picksandparlays.net. It's a winner between the Raiders and the Texans, and I just think that you shouldn't pass up on it because the megabuck plays don't come every day, and this is one of them. And I posted as a megabuck winner. It's the first one of the preseason, and I want you to kick off your season with a winner. Get to picksandparlays.net, follow the buy links, and get Chip Sherman's megabuck winner in the game between the Raiders and the Texans. All right, let me continue with the Raiders and the Texans because this game, with the Niners and the Chargers, this game, I think there's going to be plenty of motivation on both sides. I really do. I think that the Niners need to be able to show something. Shanahan's going to be around for this one. They were 28 of 44 passing against Tennessee. And I know Tennessee doesn't have the most stellar defense in the NFL out there, but, they combined and they controlled the ball 33 minutes. And they did not win. Now, the Chargers, Harbaugh, of course, he's out there fanfare. When people start bragging and telling me how great someone is, I always have an eyebrow raised and wondering about, what's going to happen to them. And last week, the Chargers got 203 return yards, and they gave up 203 return yards. That was because they were kicking off so much. You had 3 punts and 5 kickoffs, and they're returning them. That's a lot of yardage, but still, they got to hone up on that area. They were totally effective, totally efficient. 2 for 2 in field goals, 3 for 4 in the red zone, and they were 2 and 2 at the goal line with the red zone. The goal line, goal to go, 4th down, touchdown or nothing. And they did it twice, and they made it twice. And so I think the Chargers may have spent a little bit too much last week. They were proficient. They certainly won big time. Harbaugh's looking to get them off the ground. San Francisco, though, I think it's a solid club here. Look for Purdy in the offense in the first half to establish it. So I'm looking for the Niners to show up, particularly in the first half. Now, you have the option here to play first, second half, and I play the Niners in the first half. And I do like the Chargers overall, don't get me wrong, but they've won that preseason game, and I think the Niners are looking, they don't want to come in 0-2 and then have to play their last preseason game with a mindset of let's get it together. I think they want to go into it knowing they've already got a win under their belt. So I'm looking at the Niners here, particularly in the first half. And don't forget, it is all the A-play at picksandparlays.net. I'm Chip Chirimbus. I'll be back tomorrow with more NFL action. Until then, the best of luck.